India's journey in this Cricket World Cup has been nothing short of phenomenal. They have remained unbeaten in this tournament. That's something, a feat that no Indian team has done so far and no other country has done in a while now. So that has to be chronicled. So we need to know what are the reasons, or what are those little moments that has really resulted in this magical run. What are those 5 defining moments for this Indian campaign? Let's go. In no particular order, number 5 on my list, Mohammed Shami's fifer against New Zealand in Dharamshala. It was his debut game in this edition, and what a match it was. Really coming into the playing 11 rather unexpectedly. He came in because of an unfortunate injury to Hardik Pandya in that match against Bangladesh. Comes in and creates impact straight away, and he hasn't really looked back ever since. His inclusion has not just raised the entire bowling unit's tenacity, but also has given the Indian cricket team a rather lethal look. So that is one defining moment for me. Let's go to number 4 then. Defining moment number 4. I'm going to go to a spinner. Ravindra Jadeja's magical spell in the Eden Gardens to completely cripple the South Africa famed batting lineup. Now, there was something in that pitch. We saw it in the first innings when India was batting, but they really applied themselves, which is what South African batters had to do. But let's face it, there's little you can do when the guile and the wit of Ravindra Jadeja is up against you. He created an impact right from the first over when Rohit Sharma introduced him in the power play, and he did not stop there, triggering a complete collapse, something that South Africa wouldn't have ever imagined in one of their worst performances in ODI World Cups. That's a defining moment for me, and Jadeja really stepping the ante up there, not just with his bowling. Of course, we've seen a lot of his fielding efforts as well, lifting the spirit of the team and creating that magical momentum. All right, on to defining moment number 3 for me from the Indian ranks. It'll have to be a batting display now, and I'm going to go with the one that really set the tone for the campaign right at the beginning. This is the key partnership between KL Rahul and Virat Kohli in Chennai against Australia. India was in a whole lot of bother. They were in big trouble with 3 batters, their top 3 going back to the pavilion or not. And that's when KL Rahul and Virat really stitched a very, very important partnership there that really pushed them for the win, and what an important win that was. It did a few things. One, it really set their campaign on a positive note. It was not just the win, but the manner in which they went about it. It was a very sedate, very sensible knock there that both of them displayed. KL Rahul later talking about how Virat told him he had to back like it was a test-like innings, and he followed suit. No big shots, really put their head down and completely deflated a fired-up Aussie bowling lineup. And also, they silenced Australia at the start itself of the campaign, putting them in a bit of a pressure at the beginning of an important tournament like the World Cup. So yes, that was definitely a defining moment for me for India's campaign. All right, let's go to moment number 2. Now, I am going to pick, for this one, I'm going to say Jasprit Bumrah's spell against, or at least his performance against Pakistan. It was at his home ground of sorts. It was in Ahmedabad. It was against a batting lineup that is considered to be really, really threatening. It was a big match, a big encounter, big matchup that everyone was looking forward to, and he delivered. It was not the sort of pitch that had a lot in it for the Pacers, but he made the ball talk even in those conditions. Really shows the kind of quality, the kind of clever and smarts that Jasprit Bumrah has displayed, and how he leads the attack as a senior hand there. It was a clear example, and that for me was a defining moment. All right, on to number 1 there. I had to think quite a bit for this. There were quite a few options there. You have Rohit Sharma's selfless knocks, and something that really has created so much pressure on the opposition. You also have performances by Virat Kohli. You know, how can you forget the 50th 100? But I will pick Shreyas Iyer's 100 against New Zealand in a semi-final. Now, there is very, very few times that an Indian batter has scored 100 in a semi-final encounter. The last time we saw that happen before this, before Virat and Shreyas, was Sourav Ganguly back in 2003, but that was against Kenya. It was an unbeaten 111. This one was special because that knock not just signified the manner or highlighted the manner in which Shreyas went about it. It was an attacking knock. It completely unsettled the New Zealand bowlers, but it was also a proof of the faith that Rohit Sharma showed on an underconfident Shreyas coming into this tournament, back from injury, coming back from injury, and of talks of being inconsistent. Is he the right person for number 4? Well, he shattered all of that thanks to that faith that Rohit put on him, and of course, the way he flourished leading up to that 100. It's got to be a defining moment. It's the dream of every cricketer, the ultimate glory. Few manage to keep their date with destiny, but for many, it's been heartbreaks and a cross to bear. The Holy Grail is here in India. I'm Rupha Ramani, and Firstpost brings you the ringside view. We bring you the Cup of Dreams, Cricket World Cup coverage like never before.